everybody, I'm Justin.
And I'm Nick, and we are Fans Football in the Zone.
JJ, what?
Hey,
okay, now that Week 14 is officially here and it's Tuesday, let's start off with we'll tell you who you should pick up and get off the waiver wire for the playoffs. Ben Tate, he had 3 touchdowns against the Patriots, and do you think he has any value off the waiver wire if he is?
I think he has not a lot of value. I think he has a lot of value this week coming off the waiver wire, especially that he's going up against Jacksonville, and they have a bad run defense.
I wouldn't start him. Well, this week has a good matchup, but when you start him, don't expect big weeks again. Don't expect 3 touchdowns again. But I think he could be a flex option, low end too, if you're desperate for a running back. But this week, I like him.
So, excuse me. How do you feel about Rashad Jennings or Darren McFadden going up against the Jets?
Yeah, because we know Rashad Jennings suffered a concussion.
And Darren McFadden might be on your waiver wire now that he's available. He's
probably not on your waiver wire, but like we said in our video, you gotta start your studs, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to start him against the Jets. It's a tough matchup, and I would stay away from this matchup if you have a better matchup. In the playoffs, you gotta stop being. You don't want to be put any tricks on your roster, or you gotta start your studs, and you gotta start the players that got you here. You can't be playing these guys that they have a good matchup. You gotta start your studs in the playoffs.
You can't be playing the boom or bust guys.
I understand Ben Tate if you're in desperation. But
I think he could be a flex
option. I do too, but like we said, in the playoffs you gotta stick with your studs. But I think like Ben Tate.
How do you feel about Dennis Pitta that he's probably returning this week, and what do you think he could be going
I don't know
forward?
if he's going to start this week because he's not activated right now, but if he's activated and does play this week, I like the matchup going up against Minnesota, and like we said, tight ends are very hard to predict, and he's been so good when he played like last year. I think he has value when he comes back if you don't have a lead tight end, but I wouldn't rely on him playing this week.
Do you think he's a 1?
I think when he comes back, you could trust him as a low end 1, and it might go up in a couple weeks if he plays.
If he plays today, you think he's a high end 2 or a low end 1?
I would consider him a low end 1.
That's also what I would figure him.
Jared Boykin, he had 0 catches from Matt Flynn, and Matt Flynn's likely a starter this week, even though Aaron Rodgers is not confirmed that he's not. It's not confirmed that he's not playing, but. Matt Flynn is getting the reps with the starters. Do you think Jared Boykin has any value this week?
I think he has a value as desperation 3 around the flex option because even though he has a good matchup, I don't think Matt Flynn is going to be targeting him that much.
Roddy White, he came on last week for the first time. I think he has value against the Packers because they really can't stop anybody, especially if Rodgers hurt. They're not playing for anything right now. Yeah. I know they're in the hunt, but, I like Roddy White this week. You?
I like Roddy White, and I also believe that I think they're completely out of playoff contention. And I do like Roddy White this week because I think they'll just be throwing the ball. They have nothing to lose anymore.
We like Shane Vereen, and talking about the Patriots, Stephen Ridley, hold the ball better. Because Stephen Ridley has... Stephen really has no value with Shane Vereen healthy and fun when he wasn't even activated last week. I don't think he has any value right now. Especially in playoff time.
I'd rather have Joyke Bell than him. I think he's like a 4 right now.
I think Shane Vereen is a nice flex for you, and I also think he could possibly sneak in your assets as a running back too.
I think he could definitely be a solid 2 in
especially in a PPR league.
Because he gets like 15 points.
If you're in a PPR league, I think he could be a solid 2 for you, but if not, I wouldn't trust him more than a 2. I think he could be a nice flex for you, though.
Okay, and we're going to be doing a 2-minute drill, and we're going to put 2 minutes on the clock, and we're going to ask each other questions. Ready?
Yep.
Start,
I'll start the
timer
is set, and questions?
Who do you like better this week? Giovanni Bernard going up against the Colts, or Shane Vereen going up against the Browns?
Well, we know that Joe Hayden's on that team, and if you're in a PPR league, I say Shane Vereen. If you're not in a PPR league, we do know Giovanni Bernard does get
PPR points.
But I like Giovanni Bernard better if you're not in a PPR league because the Colts defense is really bad against the run. But I have a question for you. We just talked about these 2 players. would you rather have Shane Vereen or Ben Tate this week?
I would rather have Ben Tate on my roster for this 1 week if you're not in a PPR league because of the great matchup. But if you're in a PPR league, you absolutely want Shane Vereen every week over Ben Tate. Who do you like better this week? Dennis Pitta going up against the Vikings or Logan Henderson? Paulson going up against the Chiefs.
I think
not very good tight ends.
I think Jordan Reed might play this week, and if he does, don't start Logan Paulson. And it has not been confirmed that Kyle Rudolph is gonna play, and he's not even activated on the roster, the 52-man roster right now. So I think, if Jordan Reed, you don't know if these guys are playing yet.
Yeah.
So if Jordan Reed doesn't play, it's really
you can't predict this.
You can't predict this one. Now we know that Vincent Jackson is going up against the Bills, who the Bills defense has really been pretty bad, and the Dolphins going up this against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do you like Mike Wallace and Vincent Jackson better this week?
I like Mike Wallace. He's been on a roll, and I think he has a better matchup. Who do you like better this week? Steven Jackson going up against the Packers?
Well, let's stay away from the running backs. Let's get a quarterback question in 10 seconds. Do you like Phillip Rivers against the Giants the Phillip Rivers against the Giants this week, or Nick Foles going against the Lions?
Up, and that's the timer.
Answer the question.
Oh, well, I like Nick Foles going up against the Lions. I think he's going to have a better day.
Nick Foles or Matt Stafford?
Nick Foles.
Against Matt Stafford?
Yeah, I like Nick Foles better. I think we'll have a better day.
I like Nick Foles because Nick Foles, he doesn't turn the ball over, and he's been very hot as of late, and he's throwing a lot of touchdown passes. I also like Deshaun Jackson and Riley Cooper as a nice sleeper. But like we said, you gotta stay away from sleepers unless you're in really, really
deep league,
or if one of your players are hurt. But other than that, we have a suggestion. Just stick with your studs in the playoffs.
Start your studs.
And best of luck for you. Stephen Ridley again. Hold the ball better.
You're not even going to pick it up this time.
Next episode, you're not going to be here. Because I'm Bill Belichick, and I'm benching you for next episode.
A healthy scratch. Thanks for watching.
You're not activated. All right, thanks for watching, everybody.